Hello and welcome to The Sims. I'm your narrator, Jason. Whilst at work, Mr Boopens just got arrested. I don't know where you're from, but we frown upon that kind of criminal behavior in these parts. You're coming downtown with me. Well, shit. He only earned $80 today. Oh, Mr Boopens. The woes of being a criminal. Let's see what happens. What if I click? Ooh. You can pick up your belongings on the way out. We don't want you trying to escape using the case of the red bicycle. That was that book he read. Mr. Boopens, maybe you can... Ooh. Just pass the time. What the hell is a portable nub set? How bizarre. Mr. Boopens returns home after a long day of work followed by being in jail. He's very hungry, he stinks, and he's about to pass out. So he goes to bed. Stinky and hungry. And he's hungry like the wolf. Hey, a mermaid! A mermaid swims past his house. His bed is still awfully shit, so he doesn't gain all that much energy all that quickly. The fall festival is in town. How lovely. Oh, and he would like to go to the fall festival. Buy a dryer. I suppose his clothes are very wet of late. Who the fuck is that? No, not the bill lady! No! Shit. Mr. Boopens receives bills. You better hurry up and get out and eat some food. Mr. Boopens gets out to eat some food because he's fucking hungry. Whilst eating his car? Where's his car? Mr. Boopens, where's your car? Oh, no you don't. What just happened? Recent memory is all a blur. Mr. can't shake the feeling that he was just doing something incredibly awesome. Oh! He transformed back. He can transform again. Mr. Boopens transforms back into his werewolf form, which makes him happier. Oh, Mr. Boopens can improve his werewolf skills. Where was his fucking car? Mr. Boopens is missing work because his fucking car didn't pick him up. Does he have skills? No, he doesn't have werewolf skills. Mr. Boopens still needs to go to work because his fucking carpool didn't show up. Go to work. Mr. Boopens goes to work late. Oh, Mr. forgot his lunch in the fridge for a couple of days and now it has turned into a sticky mess. Scientists from the science facility had to be called in to remove the biohazard, and now the entire break room has to be closed for decontamination. Now everyone at work thinks Mr. is a loser. Oh, well that's not cool. Poor Mr. Oh, Mr. Boopens has improved his work enough to be promoted to cut purse, and he gets $400. Oh, which made him happy because it was something he wanted. Oh, he's gone. There was another thing he wanted, which was doable, but now it's gone. The score gets a little bigger for the cut purse, but so do the risks. Well, Mr. Boopens has already been in jail, so I'm sure he could handle it. Mr. Boopens returns home and goes to bed on his crappy, awful bed. Spooky Day is just a couple of days away. Starting tomorrow, children and teens can visit the neighborhoods and begin trick-or-treating. Don't forget to get your costume ready. Spooky Day. Sick of his awful bed, Mr. Boopens purchases a new, pretty, and more comfortable bed. No more shitty sleepless nights. Mr. Boopens puts an anchovy in a fishbowl, just like he wanted to. However, what will he call it? He decides to call his new pet fish Moist. Looks like the carpool will arrive for Mr. Boopens today, unlike yesterday. Full moon tonight. Mr. Boopens goes to work, whilst the paperboy whinges about the amount of newspapers again. Too fucking bad. Not again. Not so fast, Mr. Boopens. I don't know where you're from, but we're blah blah blah. Mr. Boopens has been arrested again? Jesus fuck. Oh, and he only got $60. Mr. Boopens. Mr. Boopens. Conch shell. Maybe he keeps getting arrested because he's so fat and has a neckbeard. Maybe it's making it hard for him to get away. Oh, the full moon ascends into the sky and Mr. Boopens is a werewolf. Juicy. Mr. Boopens returns home. And decides to call Lupita over. And Lupita's daughter? Why the fuck can't Ashley make it over? Mr. Boopens goes hunting solo as a werewolf. And Mr. Boopens found a Cleopatra butterfly. Cute. And like an animal, wants to lick his balls. Mr. Boopens greets Lupita and invites her inside. Sick of waiting, Mr. Boopens decides that him and Lupita will elope.
Absolutely. Stay on here for
She agrees, even though she's fucking tired, apparently. Lupita and Ashley move in. By selling her house, Lupita brings into the household $20,000. And they're very happy from their marriage. Mr. Boopens has 3 days off. Lupita is unemployed. And Ashley is a high school student. Mr. Boopens and Lupita are now married.
Eyes the blue?
Zuwabdu Zuttle?
Mr. Boopens and Lupita. It doesn't take long before the new family, realizes that this house is awfully small for 3 people. After buying a few things, there's really no room. They even had to move the wardrobe outside onto the veranda. So the plan is they will move. However, one of the things they bought was a bone-hilder maid. A skeleton maid who unclogs the toilet and cleans it whilst they sleep. Along with cleaning up all the shit he's left lying around all these weeks. Now that they have a teenager in the house, they realize there's a lot to be involved, including school. It looks like she'll be graduating soon. She's a high school student. And she has some skills in her. What the hell is social networking? With a few swipes of a finger, Ashley Alto has discovered the vast digital world of social networking. From texting to blogging, her customizable smartphone will take Ashley to new apps and beyond. Wow. Your narrator must be old because he has no idea what that means. It's almost Ashley's birthday. It will be Ashley's birthday in a few days. Why not buy her a cake and throw a party? And the school bus is about to arrive. Shit. She will be a young adult in one day. They decide to buy a food synthesizer rather than a fridge.
Oh, taka arg. Oh, Osa. Mm-hmm.
Where's Nushta?
Not needing to cook anymore, Mr. Boopens is quite happy he has a food synthesizer, which seems to spray him. Lupita now awakes. A fishy school project. Ashley Alto. Catch a fish and deliver it to the science facility to improve school performance. The science facility has partnered with the school to conduct a fish project. However, they are running low on the fish for the experiment. You've been asked to bring a fish to the science facility before the experiment begins. Your school performance will increase as a reward. Except Ashley decides to fish for her reward. Meanwhile, Mr. Boopens studies alchemy, and Lupita hunts for stuff. Since Lupita herself is so bored, she decides to buy a research machine and research science.
Oh, sweet to go.
Mr. Boopens makes a jar of friendship in the alchemy lab. Lupita's favorite food is a tri-tip steak. She's about to have a synthesized tri-tip steak. We shall find out if that satisfies her favorite foodness.
Linda.
Turns out a synthesized favorite food is not the same as the real thing. Ashley has delivered her fish. And as a reward, her school performance has increased. But not by much. She probably should have done some homework. Needing a hobby, they buy Ashley a paint set. Mr. Boopens gets up and remembers he has a jar of friendship. He decides to throw it at his new stepdaughter.
Yours.
Many relationships have started with potential liquids. In this case, Mr. Boopens used a friendship elixir to become friends with Ashley Boopens. Alto. Her name is still Alto.
Ask him who.
Oh, blue!
Mr. Boopens learned how to make a zombie.
Oh, werewolf.
Glug.
It's Ashley's birthday, and she's becoming an adult. Mr. Boopens comes over to celebrate. Well, Happy birthday! Ashley is finally a young adult, with all the privileges and responsibilities of adulthood. Her future is wide open, but what will she accomplish? Due to her indifferent study habits, you will not be allowed to choose a trait for Ashley. Ashley has developed the no sense of humor trait. I'm sure alchemy can fix that.
Woohoo!
Drunken!
Fool
Ashley can now select a lifetime wish. But what will it be? Be an astronaut? Oh, an alchemy artisan. Master acrobat. International super spy. Golden tongue, golden finger.
Oh, weeping.
Finish Nina!
I'll do.
Mr. Boopens has just finished making a vial of potent bliss. So he decides to try it out.
Makana? Kronk, Ebba, Nashtu.
Woo! One sip and Mr. Boopens feels like he's having the time of his life. Now that Mr. Boopens doesn't have to worry about socializing or having fun for a very long time, there are probably more productive things to accomplish. Mr. Boopens is having a blast. Lupita Boopens is beginning to understand the werewolf's curse. Her feral werewolf instincts fill her with the desire to use the curse bite on other Sims and transform them into werewolf packmates. Don't do that.
Sul.
Wawa, Ibana?
Oh, Mr. Boopens will go to work in an hour. Mr. Boopens finally returns to work after several days off. After eating his meal, he goes to throw a potion
Kalash.
of happiness at his stepdaughter. No one likes feeling like a wet blanket, and thanks to the vial of potent potent bliss, Ashley just got showered in it. It is impossible not to have a great time for the foreseeable future. She is having a blast. Mr. Boopens is apparently still on holidays. despite being told to be ready for work within the hour. Potentially, the Boopens' neighbor is a merman.
Fire!
Ashley leaves the house to graduate. The Boopens go to Ashley's graduation.
Ha 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 ha.
Left Giller. Math Peraza. Ron Gicatello.
Ashley is now graduating from high school.
Rebecca Roxer.